A former Chief of Defense Staff, retired General Lucky Irabor, has issued a strong denial on a widely circulated belief. They claim that repentant Boko Haram members are being recruited into the Nigerian armed forces. Speaking on Channels Television Politics Today, the former military chief said the idea is not only false, but practically impossible. General Irabor expressed surprise at the source of the rumor, stating that there is no scenario where deradicalized Boko Haram members are absorbed into the military. In his words, how can they be recruited? This does not exist. Before I became CDS, I served across top military formations. It is impossible. He explained that military recruitment involves multiple layers of verification, including local government clearance, making it impossible for former terrorists to gain entry into the armed forces.
As if I dragged you out of retirement.
Yes, you did.
Thank you, sir. The repentant terrorists and people had picked holes in that strategy of recruiting, because there are those who feel that the repentant terrorists were being recruited into the army.
Well, Shehu, I'm glad that you mentioned this. It has always been a burden for me where we got this impression from.
Were they ever recruited?
How can they be? Does not exist. Before I became CDS, I was theater commander, Operation Lucky Irabor.
Yeah.
From there, I crossed over to become Force Commander, Multinational Nigerian Task Force. When I left, I became the Chief of Defense Training and Operations. I was overseeing all that, and then I became Battalion Commander, and I got appointed as the CDS, which I spent 2.5 years in that post. How could it be? Where people got that impression from, I cannot tell. Now, but we have Operation Safe Corridor, which I supported, which I will support today, and I'll continue to support even tomorrow. What is Operation Safe Corridor? What does it entail? It is looking at those that have been arrested, engaged in the act of terrorism and banditry, that are profiled. And so the low risk amongst them, meaning that those who were conscripted into that criminal enterprise and those perhaps who got themselves caught up in the milieu of the criminality, all right, are now separated and then sent to the camp where they are de-radicalized, all right, over a period. It's like somebody also in a correctional facility where certain teachings are brought to them and then some skills are also given to them before allowing them to be reintegrated into the society. On what grounds were there people talking about?
No, because there are words out there that some of them found their way.
How can they find their way into the military when first and foremost their biometrics were taken, the records of them, and not only were the biometrics taken, there is none of those services, especially, let me speak for the military. Army, Navy, and Air Force, each time they are recruiting, you have recruitment officers in every of the states who go with those data, and they are meant to scrutinize them.
So structurally, within the military,
yes,
it's almost impossible.
It is
for some of these elements
it is impossible
to find their way in the military.
It is impossible. And besides, you can't come into the military if those from your local government have not actually sanctioned you, that is,
it's fit enough.
Yeah, not just consider, because
like a surety,
a guarantor. It is the responsibility of the local government, that do that. So
General Irabor detailed his leadership roles: Theater Commander, Operation Lafia Dole, Force Commander, Multinational Joint Task Force, Chief of Defense Training and Operations, Chief of Defense Staff, serving 2.5 years. He noted that with this level of experience, they claim that Boko Haram members infiltrate the military simply cannot be true. General Irabor clarified that Operation Safe Corridor does not place former terrorists in the military. Instead, the program handles deradicalization, accesses low-risk detainees, reintegrate them into civilian society, not into the armed forces. While acknowledging inconsistencies in Nigeria's security efforts, Irabor rejected claims that insecurity persists due to failures by security agencies. He said there are manpower gaps, equipment shortages, structural issues, but stressed that money alone cannot solve insecurity. Irabor emphasized the need for listening, understanding the real issues, and addressing them with strategy rather than speed. As debates continue about deradicalisation and public trust in security systems, General Irabor's remarks attempt to reset the conversation. He insists that the Nigerian military does not and will not recruit repentant Boko Haram members. For more verified updates, stay tuned on Eagles102.3 FM Abuja, and do not forget to subscribe, like, and hit the bell notification so you'll be the first to be notified when we bring updates such as this. Frank Adams for Eagles FM.